All right, first off, I want to cover the rules that Warren Buffett lives by because I think it's very fitting to take a look at this, with this market pullback right now. Just kind of a friendly reminder of what mindset you need to be in if you ever want to actually be a great investor long term. So, rule number one, never lose money. Rule number two, never forget rule number one. Plenty of directions you could take that with crypto. I think it ties very well into rule number one: don't chase green candles, right? That's how you're going to lose money. Don't chase hot dog coin. Don't chase sushi coin because just you got to get those gains, right? Everyone's making these gains. I want to participate. Rule number one: never lose money. Keep investing in the projects that are actually involved with the world leaders and so on. This ties in as well. If the business does well, the stock eventually follows. Now, no matter what you want to say, there is not one company or project or anything in crypto more tied in than Ripple and XRP. And if the business does well, the stock eventually follows. Perfect fit there. And you don't get the CEO of your company in the room with all of these people unless your company is very important for the future of the world. Okay. And a little used to be little startup in California. Typically companies in a situation like that don't take seats with people like this, but Ripple does. So keep that in mind. Next, it's far better to buy a wonderful company at a fair price than a fair company at a wonderful price. Now, what he means is getting those great companies at value buys, right? So Warren Buffett has always said you have to. He's a value investor. He's slow and steady wins the race. I'm looking for companies that are basically going to be guaranteed returns, and I want to buy at a fair price. That's pretty much that. This is my favorite quote, at least for today. Our favorite holding period is forever. How long should you hold a stock? Buffett says if you don't feel comfortable owning a stock for 10 years, you shouldn't own it for 10 minutes. Even during the period he called the financial Pearl Harbor, Buffett loyally held onto the bulk of his portfolio. So, ups and downs, all these different swings and everything like that, it's all an emotional game. And if you make emotional decisions, you won't be a good investor, period. Just know what you own, essentially. Know what you own. Digital Asset Investor actually a couple days ago made a 40 or so minute video talking about know what you own with Ripple. Just kind of a quick reminder of everything that's tied in with them, and you should definitely go watch that. So I might go ahead and put the link up here in the right hand corner for you, and you could check it out because it's a very important video to watch if you own Ripple and XRP at all. All right. So those are the rules. I also wanted to visit Warren Buffett's net worth over time by age. So the blue line is going to be his actual net worth, and then the green is inflation adjusted. So at age 14, let's go with actual values. He was worth 5K, by 19, 10K. By age 26, big jump there, 140K. All right, by 32, he was worth 1 million, 34, 3 million, 39, 25 million, and so on and so forth. So he crossed a million at the age of 32 and a billion at the age of 56. So it took him 24 years, slow and steady, to 100x 1,000x his $1 million. So this is just his idea of value investing. Continue to slow and steady grow that thing, and that's exactly what he did over time. And he's basically the best investor ever. So I think it's good to visit his principles and also to see how far he's come. But anyway, that's about that. Tying it all in together with the Bitcoin chart. I wanted to kind of make a video today to kind of slow people's emotions and make sure to quit reacting to these daily swings, because they're going to continue to happen. So the best thing to do is kind of just sit tight, and just accept it, because if you focus on owning whatever it is that you own for 10 years, then you're undoubtedly going to make great returns. Just to let you know, like I said before, I don't think this thing is really going to pick up until next year. As you can see here, the last run, this one's going to be very similar. There's no way around that. But the last run, it didn't really even take off with crazy percentage returns until it made a new high. And then from when it made a new high, Bitcoin just climbed to the end of the year, another 2,000% almost in just 9 months. So the same can be said this time around, I'm sure. Maybe not even that big of percentage returns, and that's why I've always said hang out in altcoins. But historically, look at this. Kicking off the bull run, you had a, 20%, 18% candle pullback right there. You had this is weekly too, so another 27%, 28% drop in a week. This one from top to bottom cost you. All right, you get it. So that one's like 35% pullback, 33% pullback, 40% pullback. I mean, my point here, 42% pullback. See, my point here is this is going to continue to happen. I don't think that this sell-off right now is as far as it's going to go. I think we're going to go lower, and I think we are going to close that CME gap. You might have heard about it. It seems likely at this point. One way to tell is just, if the price feels like it's been stuck at a certain area for a while and it's just not going up, chances are it goes down, because the price kind of moves like electricity or water. It flows like the path of least resistance. Right now, the path of least resistance is downward. And there's that CME gap, which I'm going to talk about a little more in detail. But anyway, the point being, get ready. Okay, so right now it's like, oh, it doesn't look bad in the chart. But look, like I said, these were 40% swings. So, one day you could have $100,000 and the next you're down to 60. So you're like, of course, in your mindset, you're going to be, oh man, I should have sold. I could have bought back in and almost doubled my crypto that I have. Well, the odds of doing that are really slim to none. And when you start chasing that idea, that's typically how you're just going to reduce your portfolio value. Maybe not dollar-wise, but crypto-wise, because you're most likely going to continue to be wrong on your trades. Trying to swing trade this volatility, you got to be really good. You got to be a professional. You got to know what you're looking for. You got to have targets and goals and all that good stuff. If you're just reacting based off of emotion, you're just going to slowly lose what you have. Personal opinion. All right. So, Bitcoin chart, I think we're going to continue to go lower. CME gap's coming. I'm about to talk about that next. All right, with XRP. So today I wanted to make the adjustment and show you what I actually, I was saying we were right here. I think it's actually a lot more practical at this point to believe we're about somewhere right here in the market cycle. So all markets are cyclical. XRP, like I said, is showing the same pattern over and over. It only makes sense at this point that we're more so right here. So as I said, be prepared for, another 6 months of sideways and more so down. Don't be surprised if that happens, because that's what it looks like. We're out of gas. This isn't just going to blow up and take off, even though how it might feel, I don't know. I just don't think so. But either way, know what you own and who cares, right? Or if you don't want to play it that way, then maybe consider just taking some profits and getting positioned to buy lower if you have to do it. There's about 2 reactions you can have here. Just make sure they're not emotional. Think about it before you do it. Next up, I wanted to point out a couple of these DeFi charts. All right, so this guy at Titan Inc. with a Y, uh, he's a good follow on Twitter. So, but anyway, he posted a few of these DeFi charts, and just take a look, man. This is ridiculous. So you have Pizza Coin come out, and everyone's buying in. Oh yeah, how great! We're all gonna make so much money. And then it goes from $1,100 to 24 cents in a couple candles. So there goes all your. Say you went over here like, all right, I'll just throw like 3,000 because if I get a quick 10x, that's 30K. Oh no, just kidding. Your 3,000 is all gone right before your eyes. Same with the hot dog chart. So this one goes from 4,000 down to $1 in 2 big candles. So you're not going to be able to time this thing. Nothing you can do. Because if you're invested and it's falling like this, guess what? There's probably zero liquidity out there as well. So for you to actually make a profit or a sale in general that doesn't just dump the candle even lower is very unlikely. So be cautious with your money, right? Be patient. Don't chase. Where's the next 10x? Pizza Coin's coming out. I gotta get it. Hot dogs coming out. Soft urine. I mean, look at this. What did it do? Like from 110 down to 0, and just instantly. So that's a 1 hour chart too. So I mean, what can you do about this? Nothing. But if you're playing around in these yearns and this Chad yield farming, you're gonna get punished. It's gonna happen. So you might could nail it 2-3 times in a row. Man, I just did 3 10x's, and you're killing it. Undoubtedly, you're gonna get greedy in that situation, and you're gonna put the money all in on another one, and then that one is gonna hit you with one of these big red candles, and then there it goes. All of your successful trades wiped out in one candle. And that's how this stuff works. So be careful. Once again, this guy XRP Euphoria, give him a follow on Twitter as well. He said, I'm done with anything ERC20 related, and I'm done with Uniswap. Swapped out of 2 projects where I had a net $1,000 in profits. After all the swapping and sending to an exchange to trade out of ETH, the fees alone cost me $425. So you're paying 42.5% in fees on your net gains. And then, if you're actually doing what you're supposed to do, you also got to pay taxes on that money. So, oh man, just be careful, guys. I want to point out that, playing around with this yield farming stuff, I don't want to see anybody lose money. I mean, especially when you're holding crypto that is created by guys sitting in the room with all these world leaders, right? All right, visiting the CME Gap. So basically, it seems as though it's inevitable. We have to go fill this thing. The gap is between 9,800 and 9,500, I believe, over here on the right. So it's got to dip to about 9,500 to fill that. It could be a wick down, get filled really quick and come back up. Probably likely we see something like that. And then from there, a continuation up. Why do we have to fill the gap? Who knows? But right now, historically speaking, in Bitcoin's chart, a study has found that the CME gaps have a 95% chance of being filled. Historically, every gap has eventually been filled over time. There is generally only a few open at a time, and when they are open, it can indicate the direction of Bitcoin. So, CME gaps fill most commonly, in stocks and everything, but in Bitcoin, they fill 95% of the time. So, there's a 95% chance we're going down to 9,500, basically. There is one down in a small one down in the 3,000 range. I don't know if that one's going to fill. Not this time around. It might fill when Bitcoin crashes and goes to 0, but probably not over the next few years. I don't see that one getting filled. So Lastly, in this article, just saw this tweet by Degen Spartan. Says he hates how correlated crypto is with stocks. One of the reasons why I left stocks in the first place. Well, not today. Bitcoin's actually bouncing a little. The stock market is still red. So either way, I talked about the stock market as well. In my last video, I said that, we were so far above these moving averages on the weekly, about 12%. I think we need to come down, get back around these moving averages, get some stability in that area. And if that does happen, crypto is fairly correlated. So we could see that happening over the next few weeks, both a dip in all of crypto, as well as this stock market slowing down. I still have this green circle here because that's an indication of when Jeff Bezos sold shares of Amazon. And I think he sold just a few weeks ago in here as well. So he's pretty good at selling the top. Looks like we've ran out of gas short term. RSI is coming down as well. So stock market could be about to pull back along with crypto right there with it. So yep, that about covers it. Honestly, long term, if you're trying to be actually good at investing, if you're here for a quick buck, chances are you might make that quick buck on paper and you might lose it just as fast as you made it. You really do need to have a holding period of forever if you want to be a good investor. So that about covers it. As always, please like and subscribe, share with your friends and family, and stay tuned for the next one.
What is a cashless society? What does it actually mean in a literal or high-level sense?
Money will become like these, relics of a different age, and will only be found in places like this. In other words, hard cash will disappear. It will become electronic, transferred by things like these.
Then Tracy is in Beijing to show us what a nearly cashless society actually looks like. Ben, good morning.
Mobile payment transactions in China reached a cumulative total of 277.4 trillion RMB in 2018, ranking #1 in the world, according to the recently released statistical report on internet development in China. As of June 2019, online payment users in the country reached 633 million. The cashless society is now approaching.
When's the last time you paid with cash? Well, chances are cash has taken a backseat to the plastic in your wallet and smartphone pay apps.
Denver 7's Ryan Luby explains the digital pay revolution and why not everyone is on board.
The cashless society, the cashless society.
The cashless society.
The cashless society is now approaching.
The cashless society.